Okay, grade 10s, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be tackling factorization. Now you'll notice in the grade 9 playlist I already explained all the different types of factorization. I think it's a really long video, like 50 minutes if I'm not mistaken. I recorded it last year where I explained trinomials and I went through quite a few examples. You can always go back to that video and use that to remind you of everything that you should know. Now this year we learned trinomials where the number in front of the x squared is no longer just 1, okay? The textbook has some crisscross method, and I'm sure your teacher also must have used that crisscross method. Up until last year, I've also been using that crisscross method, and then a student showed me this method and I was like, hey, why don't we just use the easier method? So this year is the easier method, okay? What we do is you take this, you have to make sure it's in standard form. What standard form? It must go x squared, then the x, and then the constant, okay? So you take this number here, and you take this number over here. It is basically the crisscross method, just it's written out in a slightly easier way to understand, okay? So you take those numbers and you multiply them. So 3 times 1 gives me 1, right? Oh my goodness, 3 times 1 equals 3. Then you find the factors of those numbers. So what's the factors of this number? It's 1 and 3 and 3 and 1. Those are the factors. Now everything I'm doing in red pen is going to be my rough calculations, and then I'm going to put my answer over there, okay? So for my rough calculations, I know I have to get 2 brackets, okay? Let's go look over here. It's positive, so remember you bring down. Let me write this part here. Stick with me. 2 brackets, 1 gets a positive because you copy this down. Positive times what gives me this positive? It's a positive. So let's just copy this to our rough work side. Positive and a positive. Meaning this first one, I get to use color pens over here. Give me a second. This positive here must go here and must go here. And then this one over here, whatever the sign is, goes here and here. I hope you can distinguish. There we go. Alright, and then we are going to try and find this middle term. That's what we're aiming for, okay? So in this case, the numbers are exactly the same. So just stick with me. I'm going to pick this first one. But you could have picked that one. It works out as well. So that means here I'm going to put a 1 and here I'm going to put a 3. Right? Then I'm going to copy down. See, this here is 3x squared. So I'm going to copy down 3x over here and 3x over here. Stick with me. All right, here comes the slightly confusing part. Just watch, okay? So you divide this by 3. You divide this by 3. Why am I dividing by 3? By this number. You divide this one by 3 and you divide this one by 3. So that means our brackets are now looking like this. X plus 1 over 3. And this idea, x plus 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. That's what our brackets are looking like. Okay, we just don't want fractions in our brackets. So see this 3, here's the slightly tricky part. See this 3, you push it to the front here. This must be 1. X plus 1. And this part over here is our answer. Okay, so this is all our rough work. That's our answer. So on the side over here, we're going to just copy our answer. 3x plus 1. X plus 1. No one's going to know what method you used. Let's try another one. Okay, let's recap quickly. Make sure it's in standard form. So it's going A is the let me say that again. A is this 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay, you want to multiply the first number by this constant. So 2 times 1 is 2. You want to find factors of 2. What are the factors of 2? 1 and 2. And then 1 times 2 and 2 times 1. Okay, that's what you want to do. Then you go back this side to your answer part. You copy down the sign. Minus times what will give me a plus? It's a minus. Minus times minus gives me plus. That means, what colors do we use in this? Turquoise. So that means the first bracket must get minus. And the second bracket, these numbers here are going to represent our second bracket, must give us minus. Okay. Then you go back here. We want to get to -3. So which one of these, when you add them across, are going to give you -3? Since these are the same, I'm just going to pick the first one. Gives me -3. Okay, so we open a bracket here, rough work. It gives me minus, minus, -1, second bracket, -2. Over here, it said 2x squared, so here must go 2x, here must go 2x. Then, what do? Divide everything by 2. Everything by 2. Let's see, what does our bracket look like? 2x divided by 2 is x. Minus 1 over 2 minus 1 divided by 2 is minus 1 over 2. 2x divided by 2 is x, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, we just don't want this 2 over there, so we're going to bump it to the front. Keep the rest as is. Okay, this is our answer. We're going to copy it over here. 2x minus 1, x minus 1. And there we go. Let's try one more. Okay, remember with everything in factorization, the instruction says factorize fully. Okay, now my tip to you is whenever you see factorization, always consider, if you're in my class, you might have heard me say the bully. Okay, I told everyone for highest common factor, think of it as a bully that's coming to come in, take your lunch money from you. Yeah, we don't accept bullies and we say no to bullies, but just work with my example. Okay, so this bully over here, can see this guy has 4, this one has 10, this one has 6. The bully says, oh, okay, I can take 2 from each one of you guys and it will work. So take out a 2, left behind with 2x squared, left behind with 5x minus 3. So what I wanted to say about this bully thing, highest common factor you always do first. Okay, don't forget that. All right, for any type of factorization, whether it's going to be dots or whatever else it's going to be, please consider HCF first. Okay, let's continue with our method that we just learned. Okay, so we're going to open 2 brackets. This one gets a plus. Plus times what gives me this minus? It's a minus. Okay, now we say, now do you see I'm looking at this part, not this part here, because I dealt with it already. It's got the 2 outside. So 2 times 3, what's that? 6. Okay, what are the factors? Oh, sorry, let me move this side. What are the factors? 1, 2, 3, and 6. Let's go 1 times 6, 2 times 3, 3 times 2, 6 times 1. We want 2 brackets. Can I scribble here at the bottom rather? 2 brackets. 1 gets a plus, 1 gets a minus. So plus, minus. That means all the first bracket must get a plus. All the second bracket ones must get a minus. All right. What are we aiming for? We're aiming for plus 5. So which one of these are going to give me plus 5? Wait, hold on. Did I copy this wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. Which one of these are going to give me plus 5? Do you see if I add this one over here, it gives me -5. So it doesn't work. This one over here gives me -1. Doesn't work. This one over here gives me +1, doesn't work because I'm looking for +5. This one over here, 6 minus 1 gives me +5. Oops, +5. This one works. So plus 6 minus 1. We copy this 2x part over there. 2x, 2x. Let's do our dividing part. Dividing part, dividing part, dividing part. 2 and 2 cancel out, leaving me with x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. This idea, 2 and 2 cancel out, leaving me with x. This gives me -1/2. We just don't want a fraction in our bracket. So what do? We bump it to the front. 2x minus 1. This is our answer. Let's go write it down. X plus 3 and 2x minus 1. 2x. No one's going to know what method we used. There we go. Hope that this helps.